live in the vertical mode. I do that for a reason. Hey, I'm so happy to be with you on this Saturday morning still. 10 a.m. here, Florida time. I don't know where you are, what you're doing, but I'm glad I'm connecting with you right now. I am going live for a strategic reason. I go live in the vertical mode, not only to connect with somebody new, because live in vertical mode shows up in the shorts feed, and people that aren't even subscribed to my channel, they stumble across me, and many times they subscribe and they say, let's follow this crazy person and see what else they have to say. So we're showing up in the shorts feed today, live, and I don't know where you are. Let me know in the comments where you're at, where you're watching from. Maybe your age. I hate to focus on age, but I just got through watching a video on older athletes, people that were, I consider myself sometimes, I think, like I said, I don't like to think about age chronologically. I like to think about it attitudinal, right? The attitude that we have, that's the age that we really are, and the way we are physically. I feel 25, 30. I'm not 68, and I sometimes think to myself, wow, I'm an older athlete. I'm an older person. And I'm watching this video on YouTube about these older athletes. The youngest one is 79 years old. He is powerlifting, deadlifting 260 pounds. One lady is a swimmer. There's another lady, she's in her 80s. She's a competitive table tennis player or ping pong. But those of us who play seriously, we call it table tennis wise. So all of these athletes, and they are athletes, they are competing. All of them in the video that I watched. 79 was the youngest. And this guy, and he had his injuries. This 79-year-old guy had his injuries. His knees were in bad shape. So he said, what else can I do besides the track and field that I did as a young man? And what he discovered was that he could power lift. And look at the benefits that he is gaining from powerlifting. He is just maintaining and gaining his muscle mass at 79 years of age. You can just tell by the way he carries himself, the way his clothes fit, the way he moves with such vigor and vitality and energy at 79. So I'm going to take that as someone to model. Let's talk about my mom, 90 years young. Often, because of her attitude, my mom is considered 15, 20 years younger than she actually is. Not just because of her attitude, joyous as it always is, but because of, well, a lot of it is the way she dresses. She dresses young. My mom, 90 years old, dresses young. Tom, thanks for checking in. Thank you, Tim. Love the people checking in. Thanks for the comments. I see where you're at. Wow, California, up early. Great. But my mom dresses young, acts young, full of vim and vigor, and she exercises regularly. 90 years young. Yesterday, 2 miles. It seems like I'm always saying, my mom did 2 miles on the treadmill yesterday. That's because 3 to 4 days a week, she is doing 2 to 3 miles on the treadmill. Just walking has been such a life-enhancing discipline for my mom at age 90. And my mom did no exercise at all. When I was growing up, no exercise, no weight training, yoga, walking, running, nothing until about age 70. And so now look at her, age 90. She's 20 years in of walking on a regular basis. And I think it was about 5 years ago, my mom says to me, Cliffy, how come these people don't want to exercise? They don't want to, get healthier. They don't want to pay attention to what they're eating, and all her friends. She doesn't have a community that embraces what she's doing. I need to get her down here to Florida hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I know people jump in and out. This shows up in the shorts feed. So hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It tells the computer algorithm, whatever you want to call it, hey, people are interacting with the show, they'll show it to more people. And check back later. You're going to like the channel. It's good content. It's all personal growth, self-improvement, motivation, inspiration, less motivation. How about discipline is the key. Hey, thanks for checking in. I love that you're checking in. I was just talking about my 90-year-old mom, who she says that I inspire her. Listen, she's inspiring me and everybody around us. 90, still walking on the treadmill, treadmill for 3 to 4 days a week. But she looks and is considered 15 to 20 years younger than she actually is, not only because of her attitude, but of course she dresses beautifully. Age 90, dresses up, go to the drugstore. On minimal medication. But she just said to me the other day, 90 years young, she said, you know, Cliffy, I've got to do some more weight-bearing exercises because my legs are not getting stronger by walking on the treadmill. I need to do some weight resistance. And so she said, I started doing these body squats because it's going to help me get up and down out of my chair. And isn't that exciting to see? So I watched a video on YouTube today. These athletes, the youngest was 79 years young, this guy, and a lady in her 80s. She competes in swimming, and another lady in her 80s, it seemed like it was more ladies later in life, competing in athletics. Another lady, bunch of gold medals in table tennis, 85 plus. I can't remember her exact age, but she looked 65, 70, but I know she was over 85, I believe. Hey, I've got to acknowledge you because that's part of the deal here. Mark, Travis, how are you, brother? 290 to 244. A1C is 5.7. That's what mine is. My hat's off to you, my brother. There's somebody right there, everybody. Lost over 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, over 44 pounds. My hat's off to you, my brother. A1C 5.7. If you don't know what that is, right? When you have your blood work done, your glucose level is really a snapshot of your current fasting sugar glucose level. A1C really as a composite over the past about 90 days. And if you're under 6.0 and you're over 40, 50 years old, that is fantastic. So you want to really stay insulin sensitive. It's insulin resistance that tells your body and your liver, hey, we're not opening up the cells anymore. We're too flush with glucose. And that's how you end up getting diabetes late in life. It's being too insulin resistant. The body is working fine. So what we got to do is become insulin sensitive. Exercise is going to do that. Less carbohydrates. All carbohydrates get converted to glucose. All of them becomes a sugar in the body. So you can actually learn and you can train and teach your body to burn body fat as energy and create ketones in the liver for your brain to burn. Of course, your brain loves sugar. It craves the sugar. It burns quick, fast. So it loves that. Bam, bam. Give me a piece of cake. Because it wants to be thriving right now, but it doesn't think about the long-term effects of sugar and glucose. So when you can learn to get your body to produce ketones for energy for your brain, then your brain actually runs better on ketones, but it's much easier to burn sugar. Enough of that, but hats off to Mark, 44 pounds. I love encouraging other people. Why? Because it encourages myself. In a selfish way, I like to encourage and promote other people because I can't share, teach, encourage, support other people without doing the same for myself, right? The encouraging words that I say to you, the encouraging lessons that I study and say to you, I have to hear and see myself. Thanks for checking in live, everybody. Hey, listen, I'm live in the vertical mode because live in vertical mode shows up in the shorts feed. So a lot of people that have no idea who the hell I am or what my channel's about, they see it, they subscribe, they hit the bell. And what that does is they get notified when the next video comes out because I do long form videos also. I have a podcast that's really about discipline, developing the mind and body and what we can do to have a better life for ourselves. Listen, I know it's a little bit selfish to be working on ourselves, to make ourselves, to create better communication skills, to listen better, to be able to interact with people better. But yet, who benefits from that? Not just us, the people around us, family, friends, associates. And I'm telling you, you're going to thrive. I get excited just talking about this stuff. That's why I start talking so fast, because the images, the ideas that are going from my brain to my mouth, they get so fast that my tongue starts to trip over them. So I have to concentrate on slowing down just a little bit so that you can hear and see what I'm talking about. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we gained a lot of people this week. We are a community of progress. And I was just listening to someone who I model, right? And his message today was this, was about comparison. And I fell into this trap all the time. I fell into this trap when I was a cop by day and a comedian by night. I fell into the trap of comparison. Comparing myself to other people led to a lot of unhappiness, right? So we don't want to compare to other people. We can model other people. If they're at the next level or 2 clicks or that above us, we can model what they're doing and get similar results. But if we compare ourselves, we can fall into the trap of being happy and thinking, what am I going to do? Look what they're getting. Look, let's say on my YouTube channel, I'm a small channel. They're getting thousands of views, hundreds of... Listen, we got to stop focusing too much on the results and more on the activities and the actions that are the right next thing to do. And so putting the right message out to other people, whether you're talking in a conversation to family, friends, or associates, or you're creating content, get out of comparison and get into modeling. Model the people that you want to have similar results for, right? I'm a friend of mine, and we were talking about focusing on what we want and not to default on how, because we start asking our brain, hey, how are we going to do that? How are we going to get that house on the beach? And our brain's going to quickly come up with an answer, I don't know how. And we might get discouraged. It might stop us from making forward progress. So continue to focus on the what you want. Get clarity on what you want. And then instead of the how, jump right to who. What is the who? Who's already done what I want? That's easy to find. Look what we got available to us today on the internet, right? AI, Chat GPT. Who has already done this? And then we can model those people. Hey, they already have done what I want to do. They already have what I want to get. And we already know it's not about what we get. It's about who we become in trying to get those things. But what and the who together with the why. The how is going to come. It's going to come into our life without us trying to force it. Hey, what's up? Hey, Mr. Meat, how are you, my brother? Hey, thank you. Mark, I got to tell you, you are awesome. Unbelievable. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I'm glad you... Hey, all right. Yeah. Who, what, where, when, why, right? All those 5 W's, but forget the how, right? Forget the how. The how is going to come. Hey, what do you want? Get clarity, focus. Our dominating thoughts of our mind is going to affect, right, what we do. And what we do is going to affect the results that we get. Hey, I'm so happy to connect with you this morning. I'm actually out right now, going to go play tennis. I discovered and started playing tennis. I always liked tennis, even in high school, but I was very shy in high school, believe it or not. And even though I started doing comedy in high school, right, performing in front of class, I really was shy, I was really self-conscious about my skinniness and able to compete in sports, although that's what I wanted to do, but I always liked tennis. But I took it up at age 59. So wow, I'm 9 years in. And tennis is really great. You know what your passion is. Start doing it. Start competing in it. Start training. I don't care what age you're at. I'm 68. You know what? I'm going to start competing myself. I did a couple USTA tournaments. I'm going to do more of those. You know what I'm going to focus on? Hey, how about the Senior Olympics? They have the Senior Olympics, right? Compete with people your age group. I love competing with people 20 years younger than me. I like it because it pushes me, it pulls me. I like to get prodded, right? Go through the struggle. Through every disciplined effort, multiple rewards. When there's a struggle, when it costs a lot, that's the price being raised, and it might be the price of discipline, of getting up early, right? The winning really takes place when? It takes place in those early morning hours that you're getting outside, 5 a.m., doing those walks, getting to the gym when no one sees what the hell you're doing, and then later on in competition or whatever you're involved in, they think how lucky you are. Lucky? I got up at 4:30 this morning. I got into the gym. You weren't there. You were sleeping. You were on the couch. You were watching Netflix. You were eating bonbons. Bonbons. Hey, put humor in everything you do, everybody. I got to check the clock because I got to get ready to get to the tennis court. I'm competing with some great friends today. One guy is 80 years old, And I always forget that. We get talking, and I start talking about age, even though that's what I don't want to focus on. But sometimes, stupidly, it comes into the conversation when I'm around some of these older tennis players. And this guy says, if I start saying, look what I'm doing, I'm 68 and I'm doing this and that, he goes, hey, I'm 80. I keep forgetting he's 80 because not only the way he looks, his attitude, the way he moves on the tennis court, and I don't think he does anything else. I don't think he does any weight-bearing exercises, but he's out there on a regular basis on the tennis court, getting after it, getting it done, good attitude, and still in business today. Last year, I think he started 2 businesses, age 80. And he was telling me about his, oh my God, his dad, I think, is 98? Something like that. His dad is still alive. Maybe he's 100 now. Maybe he was 98 when I met him 5 years ago. Hey, everybody, thanks for checking in. Who we got here? I like to acknowledge people, not just hey, what's up? Oh, ranked men's player, beat the world's women's #1. I love it. I love it. Did you see the battle of the semester tennis match? I did not. I got to check it out. Tennis, I even love watching tennis. They say, right, there's, I think it's a Harvard study. I know there's more than one study that says racket sports will increase your longevity by 7 to 10 years. I don't know if those are the exact numbers. I know our tennis club puts it on the billboard. Tennis increases your life expectancy by 9 years. And I think it has a lot to do, it's not really, you could take tennis out of the equation. I think it's the fact that you're focusing on something, right? When you're playing tennis, you have to focus on the current moment. You can't be time traveling yesterday or even the past point. You can't focus on 5 minutes ago. You got to be right in the point right now. You can't focus on the future. You got to be in the moment. And what you got to keep doing constantly is your brain is computing. Where is the ball coming? Is it to my forehand, backhand, speed, distance? Where do I have to move my body to be in a position to get to the ball so I can hit it? Your brain is constantly doing all this computation at the same time, married to your bodily movements. And that's just about the perfect mind-body thing you can do. Now, I like playing singles, but a lot of older people play doubles because you don't have to be as mobile if you play doubles. And another thing it does, and I bet this plays into the longevity part of tennis, it creates really a lot of camaraderie, team building, and a lot of community. And initially I didn't like playing doubles, but now I see where I've developed so many friendships because you end up playing with new people, you meet new people. What do you do? Where did you grow up? I'm always engaging people in questions. Hey, because to be the most interesting person in the room is the one who's most interested. If you want to be the most interesting, be interested in everybody else, and you'll end up being the most interesting person in the room. All right, I love you people. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I go live quite often. Why? Because it's unedited, it's unscripted, there's no teleprompter, it's from my head, heart, out my mouth. So I know if you're like me, I crave authenticity now with all the fake bullshit AI videos. You never know what's real anymore. So we crave what the hell is real. Hey, I'm the real deal. I'm not faking anything. There's no bullshit here. So I'm off to play tennis. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, join the community of progress. I model other people. Maybe I'll lead you to other people. Like I started following and going to a Tony Robbins seminar over 35 years ago. It led me to I followed Jim Rome first, then Tony Robbins, now Dean Graziosi, who's partnered with Tony Robbins, Ed Milet. These are people, Mel Robbins, these are people I model. I don't compare myself to, but I model to get myself to the next level. Use me to get to your next level. And listen, because I can't be that far ahead of you because, hey, I'm a small channel. Hey, I am small fish in a big pond. I love you. I got to get rolling because I'm going to be on time. All right, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video for sure. All right, live with passion.